Right then, welcome back to a very quiet workshop today. If you're wondering why it's quiet, it's Bank Holiday Monday. I've come in to do some work on my own Touareg. So if you watched the previous videos on this, we've already done quite a few bits to make it suitable for overlanding. I originally bought this car as a bit of a camper, so it's got the tent box on there, awning. It's been really good over the summer. I think several months ago, I fitted the Wildpeak AT tyres. They've been absolutely brilliant. Can't recommend those tyres enough for people doing similar to what I've been doing, a little bit of off-roading. They were brilliant in the snow last year, and to be fair, they're pretty good on the road. They're not noisy, they don't affect fuel economy that much. So yeah, those have been really good, and I do highly recommend them. I am swapping them though, so bear with me on this. When I originally bought the ATs, the Falcon Wildpeak RTs were not available in the UK. I'd seen some people in the US running them that rated them pretty highly. So originally that is the tyre that I wanted to go for, but I couldn't have it because it wasn't available. It landed in the UK in a few different sizes, not a massive range, which did limit what size I could go for. So these are a little bit bigger than what's on there at the minute. So the ATs are 265, 65, 18, and these are 285, 65, 18. So I think I'll get Adam to put it up on the screen now, but I'm pretty sure it equates to about an inch bigger overall. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some fitment issues. The ATs at the minute do scrub on the rear mud flap, which is not a massive problem. You can just take them off and that'll clear. But I think the RTs are going to be, yeah, a little tighter to say the least. Now, you can see the other Touareg behind me there. That is running 33s, so I know 33s can get on there. I think these are 32.8, but the amount of work that we've actually done to that to make the 33s fit, I'm hoping I don't have to do quite as much to this. Anyway, ignoring the fitment problems, we'll address those when we get to it. The main reason why I went for the RT tyres over the AT tyres is the tread pattern. So these are a slightly more aggressive tread pattern and a thicker sidewall as well. So again, if you've watched some of the previous videos, when I've took this green lane in, I ended up popping one of the sidewalls on the ATs, which to be fair, it was kind of my fault, probably more Rob's fault, because he told me to bump it up. We'll put that clip in anyway. Oh. 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 There it is. That's definitely not getting repaired by a plug. Since then, I've realised that I've already done quite a bit of off-roading in this, which is more extreme than what I originally thought I was going to do. This video is the first part of a few other upgrades that's coming for this, but really I just want to get this ready for anything of a winter. So we've been busy with the race cars and the projects over summer. Obviously when the weather starts to change, that's when we start to do a little bit more off-roading, green laning, to fill in the miserable weekends. So yeah, let's see what's involved to get these to fit, and fingers crossed it's not too much cutting. While I've got this other tyre off, just thought I'd show you the sidewall strength. So hopefully you can see in the camera straight away the all-terrain. I think it's a 3-ply, but yeah, as you can see, very soft sidewall compared to the RT, which is 8 or 10-ply. But straight away you can see the strength in the sidewall. It's quite a big difference. So let's get this one on. So, as expected, got quite a bit of touching on the front, and then quite a bit of touching on the rear as well. The mud flaps are going to have to come off first, and then we need to have a look what we need to do with the front, because just behind this panel, you've got your intercooler. So, we need to make sure that we're not going to damage that. So, one down. Top tip when you're fitting especially large tyres like this, usually there's a yellow dot on the tyre. That is the lightest point of the tyre. So, it's best to try and line up that yellow dot with your valve. It should mean balancing these tyres up should be quite a bit easier. Sometimes there's a red dot, that means it's the flattest part of the tyre. Don't really do what with that, but yeah, yellow dot with the valve should be good. Not as bad as I thought on the back. First thing, remove the mud flap, don't need that anymore. This bracket was in there, sack that off, don't need that anymore. And then we're literally just touching on this bottom edge and this here. So I think I'll get rid of all the dirt, and rather than chopping and welding it, I might just see if we can hit it with an hammer, just enough so it clears. That little bit of plastic at the back, that can move, can just trim that, so that's not a problem. So yeah, hopefully with a bit of persuasion we can get that to clear. So I think I might have missed a bit of that because the battery died on the GoPro, but pretty happy with this now. It very almost clears. So as you can see, I've had to cut quite a bit out of the front grille just behind the intercooler, which you can see more of now. Tie wrap that just out of the way. That pretty much clears. I think for peace of mind, what I am going to do is get the front bumper off. Not in this video, but I'll get the front bumper off. We've got some relocation brackets that moves the intercooler forward, and I think then it probably only needs another 5-10 mil, something like that, for it to completely clear, and then I'll be happy with it. But at the minute it just literally kisses the bit of the plastic. Other than that, it clears, which is good because I've managed to retain all the trim. I've seen a few people that fit maybe 33s, I'm not sure of this size, but I've seen where they've had to trim the bumper, so it's good that I haven't had to do that. And then on the back, again, pretty happy with it because I've retained pretty much all of the arch liner on the back, so I do need to just fasten that back, maybe stick a riv nut in there. To be fair, I might even just rivet it on, but yeah, I'm gonna get that back off, reseal it all, hit it with a bit of etch primer, something like that, and just stop it rusting, and then yeah, rivet that on there, and then pretty happy. Fits. Definitely looks more aggressive now with the rugged terrain tread pattern. Obviously everybody wants an extra inch. Yeah, happy with the fitment, not happy with how long it's actually took, because that's one. I'm hoping the other side, the other front side, that's going to be pretty quick because I know what I'm doing now. And then fingers crossed on the back, they just bolt on, they don't actually need any trimming at all, which would be nice, but it's not usually how things go. So yeah, let's get that wheel back off. I'm going to balance that up now I know it's right, and then start on the other side. So, the new tyres are on, quite eventful. Weren't expecting it to take that long. Even with the little trick that I said earlier, lining up the yellow dot with the valves, some of the wheels were massively out. I think more so the wheels than the tyres. It's bounced up rocks and done all sorts, so I'm presuming that the wheels are probably a little bit out now. But overall, really happy. I've just reversed it out of the workshop, and literally the only bit that touches, it's actually touching on one of the tyre wraps. So I'm not sure if you can just about see it there. It's alright going forward, but in reverse it literally just touches that tyre wrap I've put on. So it's probably going to wear through that tyre wrap. But like I said, just for peace of mind, I think at some point I'm going to get the front bumper off. It might be when the winch goes on, but we'll get the front bumper off and we'll just move the intercoolers forward, and that should give us enough clearance that we need. So yeah, really happy with how it looks now. A bit more aggressive than what it was before. Next part of this video might be back in the workshop for the rock sliders, maybe the winch, or maybe might even get out on some lanes and test out the new tyres. So stick with us and pretty sure you'll find out. So back in the workshop, back on the Touareg. Little bit of a change of plan from what I said were going to happen on the end of the last video when I did the tyres. I've changed what order I'm doing stuff in, and the next thing, as you can probably tell, because I've cut the back bumper, is tubular rear bumper and wheel carrier. Something that I've wanted to do for quite a while. Having nearly 33-inch wheels, well, tyres on a wheel now, it takes up a lot of room in the boot. So if you are going camping and planning on doing a few lanes as well, a bit of off-roading, you want to take the spare wheel, but really it takes up a lot of room, so then you're limited to what gear you can actually take as well. So I've had a temporary one on there, a drop-down one. It did me head in. Every time you wanted to get something out of the boot, you had to drop it down, and then it just got it way. So yeah, I wanted a more permanent solution. That's why we're going for the rear tubular bumper and swing out. So we have already done one on our 7P. We originally designed the bumper and then modified it to work with a wheel carrier, whereas this one we've started again. The bumper is now specifically designed to work with the wheel carrier. Behind me is the bumper, the wheel carrier. That's what we're going to be fitting. Start unpacking that. Tread myself as well, so I'm always nicking everyone else's tools. Tread myself to a new buzz gun, so put that to use today. That's going to be kept in the car with me. Obviously when we're going out lane and stuff like that, if you ever need to change the wheels or whatever, thought it'd be a good idea to get one, and obviously you can use it in the workshop as well. So let's crack on and get it unpacked. Perfect timing, Dad. Part one done. Happy. Nice flush fitment. All bolted up there. So we're on to part two now, where we need to get a spare wheel carrier and swing out bit bolted on to this, well, the other side, but basically the same as this, so we can make it modular, which means in the future, if we ever wanted to, because we've got one of these plates either side, we could have a dual swing out. So one swings out from the right and then one from the left. So let's crack on with that. Pretty much done with the rear bumper. Quick switch around with Diagnostics as he works on his series. Getting it ready for some overlanding. Really happy with how the rear bumpers come out. Few little finishing touches to do. So just need to neaten up some of the wiring. That's for the trailer wiring. 3D printed this cap. We didn't have any black filament set up on the printer, so I just had to do that in red and then paint it, but that'll do for now. We need a new pin, and I think we're going to redesign this as well. So because the pin is quite long, it's quite a long pivot point, and it's ended up bending it and now it doesn't fit, so we're going to have to re-look at that, but not a massive problem. Just got the 3D printed cover in there from before, and then we knew we needed to have a look at something to basically support the wheel carrier when it's closed and give a little bit of tension for the clamp. So we've modified, or I've modified, a Powerflex exhaust hanger bush, and to be fair, it works very well. So now it gives a nice bit of cushion when you come to close it, and then when you put the clamp on, gives it a little bit of a tension. Still need to put a nylon plate on the bottom of here just to support the wheel, the weight of the carrier, just so that's not trying to move up and down. But yeah, happy. If you're not running the wheel carrier, we supply 2 plates which bolt onto the crash bar, and that's a nice recovery point. So because I had one spare, because the other side's got the hinge on it, I put all 3 on this side, so that's ultra strong, nice recovery point. You can always put a receiver recovery point in there, and the other side, because it's part of the bracket, that's still doubled up. So 3 nice strong recovery points on the back of here now. Still need to put the registration plate on, so I've already wired that up so it just plugs into the trailer wires. So literally all I need to do is attach that on there. Might just tie off it for now, and then possibly look at using the Magna plates that we stock, just to pop that on there, keep it nice and simple. Yeah, mega. Plenty of departure angle, much better than before. Just gonna get one of the lads in fab to modify the exhaust, just knock up some turn down tips for now, but I think what I'm going to do is modify the full rear section so that comes out of the side pretty much like we've done on the V10 and out of the V6. So I'm just going to finish those jobs up today, and then that's it. Next weekend I'm in Wales. Before then I still need to get the front bumper off, move the intercoolers forward just because they're still catching from the wheel fitment, and then other than that it's ready to go. So we should be doing some lanes next Sunday during camping. I might do a few local lanes tomorrow, so but we'll see. So by now you've probably seen a few clips of the day after the last video where we did some local lanes, and then the weekend after that where we actually went to Wales and did some even more lanes. Now we're back with some more upgrades. So I'm just walking over to the fab shop because Pickles is already on with a custom rear section for the exhaust. So I mentioned previously that I wanted this coming out of the back, well sorry, either side. Change your mind, I want 2 in the middle, similar to an R32, Mark 5 R32, but I want them further back, tucked up, right out of the way, so you can just see them from the back. I think it's going to look pretty cool, but I'll give Pickles this camera and let him record the rest, and then we'll come back later on and see it all done. So, new day, the exhaust is done, so let's go and have a look at the finished article. So I'm going to do the video out here because it's pretty noisy in the fab shop. The exhaust looks absolutely spot on, exactly how I envisaged it. In theory, it shouldn't really sound any different. There's no difference in diameter, silencers or anything like that. So it should sound the same, but it definitely looks better from the back. So yeah, let's get it off the fab ramp. And although I don't think it's going to sound any different, if you haven't heard the sound of the Touareg, it sounds pretty nice. So as you've just heard and probably agree, the Touareg sounds absolutely ridiculous. Not only does it sound the part now, but the exhaust looks the part too. I've just got it back on the ramp because I'm just going to clean up underneath where we've welded on the hangers to the subframe, hit those with liquor paint, and when I'm doing that, I'm just going to hit the rear subframe and everything with some Raptor just to clean it up and make it look a bit better underneath. So I'm going to end this video here because this overall video, although it's took a lot of twists and turns from what I originally started and what I was originally going to do with the Touareg, it's dragging on a little bit. If you want to see what other modifications are going to come for the Touareg in the future, you're going to have to subscribe to the channel. There's definitely going to be more upgrades for it. Obviously, if you want to see it in use as well, again, you're going to have to subscribe to the channel. But hopefully you've liked this video. If you have, please click the like button and we'll see you in the next one.